What's up? What's up? Come on in. Come on in. My apologies. I'm what 3 or 4 minutes late. It was a rough one. All right, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Give y'all a few minutes to come on in. Hit the likes as you come on in. What's up, YouTube? It's the country CEO back in the house again, man. Look, Saturday morning after Thanksgiving. Know about y'all, but I feel Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving is about giving thanks. And I don't know about you, but I got a lot to thank for. What's up, Kevin Lamar? Man, y'all come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I'm going to put the Old Country CEO website in the chat. Folks don't have to be asking about that. All right, all right. What's up, Raina? I see you. I see you. Mobile Home Geek, what's going on, man? I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Um, I certainly did. Quiet, small gathering, immediate family. We didn't do too much. What do we have? I'm gonna give y'all this what a South Louisiana menu looks like. I'm gonna tell y'all what a South Louisiana menu looks like. Don't y'all get jealous. Don't y'all try to throw tomatoes through this technology. I'm gonna tell y'all what a South Louisiana menu looked like. What the menu was yesterday. Of course, seafood gumbo, made only like it could be made in Louisiana, right? Seafood gumbo, uh, smoked turkey wings, um, brisket, some smoked brisket, and I think that was it for the meat. Baked turkey wing had baked turkey wings too. Of course, I didn't eat all this. I'm just telling you what was available. Um, the sides were macaroni and cheese, uh, souffle, broccoli casserole, cornbread dressing, or y'all might call it stuffing. Um, what else? Oh, green beans. Um, so I don't know. That's what it was. So of course I didn't eat all that. I can't eat all that, but that's what it consists of. So it was a good day. I didn't try. I ate about two times, three maybe. Yeah, three times. And when you get older, you can't be stuffing yourself like that because then you'd be miserable, right? All right, so hit the likes. We got 17 people on. Hit the likes. We're gonna get into this thing this morning. Mobile home, my wife in Beaumont area, so I know about that gumbo. Yeah, you're close enough to Louisiana. You're close enough to Louisiana to definitely know about that gumbo. Lake Charles certainly knows as well. So you're real close to the boot to know. All right, so guys, I won't hold you long this morning. I had something that came to me. Um, yeah, I know I've been on one this week about the brokers. And again, I just want to wrap that up and say that not all brokers are bad brokers. I'm not suggesting because all people are not bad people, right? It's just that some of them have some real shisty, shady, crooked business practices, right? And so Kevin said he turned 65 on Thanksgiving. I stuffed myself, and you was miserable. I know you was couldn't. Oh, I'm just gonna sit here, right? um, man, I don't know. And don't get me wrong, this is nothing new that I've had to deal with before. Some of these guys I've had to deal with before. It just got the best of me this time, as relates to it made me sick. I'm just sick of it, right? So, and then to have my own personal experience, I was like, okay, let me educate the masses on how this is why you gotta be able to get your own work and build your businesses by having direct connections, and not dependent upon some of these rotten brokers. They will misuse, abuse, and and they don't care if you stay in business or not. Some of them, because they'll just go and grab another trucker to come and do the work, right? All right, so we got 22 people. Hit the likes. Let's catch the likes up to 15 at least. Some of you that are on today, I want to talk about, as you saw on the thumbnail, closed mouths don't get fed in the dump truck business. Closed mouths don't get fed in the dump truck business. What do you count, my son, CEO? Well, that's uh, uh, a saying that I grew up on. Closed mouth don't get fed. And all that simply suggests is that you don't open up your mouth and communicate, it's going to be hard for you to eat in the dump truck business. And when we say open your mouth up, sometimes people can tend to feel that's a posture of begging. But it's not a posture of begging. It's actually a posture of communicating with the right people, networking with the right people in order to be able to help your business get to where it needs to be. That's what I mean by closed mouth don't get fed. What happens is a lot of times some of us are introverted and don't talk that much. Some of us don't realize the magnitude of what communication means. Some of us are shy. Some of us don't see the relevance, perhaps, of it. So that's what I want to talk about today. Closed mouth don't get fed. And my subtitle, I want you to remember this, is that consistent communication creates concrete connections. Consistent communication creates concrete connections. And I'm here to tell you, this is a business where you need connections. Appreciate your DNC Elite channel supporter, member, I'm sorry, for chiming in from Fredericksburg. God bless you, man. Thank you for being on. Let's get the likes up to 20 people on the like. All right. So if we're going to deal with this thing about having consistent communication in the dump truck business, what's the first thing we do? Number one, assess the right resources. You got to assess the right resources. In the dump truck business, there's some resources that are the right resources. There are people that are the right people that you need to talk to, right? So the first thing, if you're going to assess the right resources, you need to observe your context. Observe your context. What do I mean by that? When you're rolling around, you're working on the rock yard, you're working for the contractor, you're working on these jobs, you're delivering rock to these different places. Observe your context. Observe what's going on, how it's going on, who's doing what, those kinds of things. Keep you a notebook in your truck. Or if you're in the research mode and had never started, keep your notebook in your truck or pickup or car, whatever you're in, and begin to observe what's going on, right? What do I mean by that? Let me give you a perfect example how I observed the context of where I was. I was hauling for the limestone yard when I first got started, man. Hauling for the limestone yard, delivering 16 limestone to a plant. Down here in South Louisiana, there's a bunch of plants, right? That's why so much cancer down here, because there's so many plants. I delivered to the plant. And so I was running every day, delivering into the plant. And so I began to realize, okay, there's work going on inside the plant. So I observed it, right? I observed, okay, well, man, what's going on around here? So I observed the context. Then I analyzed the context. If you're going to assess the right resource, you got to analyze the context. So I'm starting looking at, okay, let me take a minute here and see what is going on and how it's going on. All right. And then so I'm noticing, okay, yeah, we hauling the limestone in, but then there's work going on in the plants. Oh, snap. Dump trucks are needed in the plant? Okay, what are they doing? Okay, they're hauling some stuff. Well, first of all, there's some construction going on in the plant whereby there's trucks actually working on site doing work in the plant. Wow. You write that down. Okay, what else do I see? There's trucks that look like they're in here every day. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So I'm like, okay, wow. So this is a thing. So I assess the right resources. How did I do it? I observed my context, then I analyzed my context, then watch this. Ticket signing time to sign my ticket for the load of limestone at the end of the day. Hey, sir, man, do you guys use trucks on site in here? I noticed you got some trucks. Yeah, yeah, we use few trucks here. We got it covered here. But hey, man, I got another job coming up at another plant in 3 or 4 months. Do you have a card? He asked me for a card, so I gave him my card, and boom, all I did was assess the right resources, right? I talked to the right person. That's the right resources. Resources are people. So I say one resource is people. You ask me as a pastor, the best resources people. All right. So I observed and then I analyzed and then I asked. And so the guy, and then watch this. It was about 6 months later. Hey, this is so and so, so and so. I don't know if you remember, we got your card back 6 months ago in the plan, blah blah. Oh yeah. I remember y'all. I said, look, we got a job coming up. We're trying to see if you're available. Well, yes, I am available, and that's how it happens. So notice, consistent communication creates concrete connections. I made a connection because I was consistent in making up my mind that when I see stuff, I'm talking to people. I'm gonna analyze, I'm gonna observe, I'm gonna analyze, and then I'm getting out. Because why? Closed mouths don't get fed in the dump truck business, right? All right, so that's number one. All right, let's get the likes up. Got 38 of you all on. Let's see, can we get the likes to 30 right quick? Get a drink of my coffee. Yes, sir, DC Elite. That's all I'm saying. You got to get out. You got to communicate. I didn't necessarily get out, but I sure enough communicated it. All right. So watch this. Number two, if you're gonna make closed mouth don't get fed, consistent communication creates concrete connection. Look at this. You gotta believe before you receive. You gotta believe before you receive. All right. So we're dealing with mindset now, right? What do you mean, Country CEO? Gotta believe before you receive. When you get in that truck, man, and even at home before you leave, and even at night before you go to bed, you gotta have a mindset to believe that what you ask for and what you communicate will be able to come into your life, right? Now, I'm not talking about some grandiose crazy stuff. I'm talking about stuff that's within reason, right? All right, you gotta believe before you receive. How do I do that, Country CEO? Envision the end before the beginning. Envision the end, I'm sorry, at the beginning. Watch this. Here's what I mean. Where I am now, guys, I envisioned that back then. I envisioned that. I said to myself, I'm going to have multiple trucks one day. I had said before I got the big job I had got back in 2010, 2008, I had said to myself, I'm going to have a big job one day. See, I believed it. And so because I believed it in God, watch this, in God's appointed time, I received it, right? Don't miss that, because a lot of time we want God to be the vending machine, and when we push the button, he gives it to us right then. Don't always work like that. When I came out, when I saw how things work and guys getting these big jobs, I said, I want a big job. So I believed before I received, because I envisioned the end at the beginning. What you see now and how I'm being blessed now, I had to envision that stuff, man. I'm about to say, man, that stuff, guys. So at the beginning, not at the end, at the beginning, you gotta. This is what I tell the people at the church. Watch this. This is a nugget. This is a nugget. You got to see it before you see it. Talk Jones. You got to see it before you see it. That's in short. That's really what that means. All right. If you can't see it before you see it, you'll never see it. Oh boy. If you don't see it before you see it, you'll never see it. You got to see it before you see it so you can see it, right? And so you got to picture where you want to be, where you want your dump truck business at. Those of you who are not in the business, you gotta start now picturing yourself in the truck. You got to start picturing yourself riding around on the rock yard, coming in to get a load. You got to picture yourself on the dirt job, hauling dirt off site, right? Our minds have to move toward a place and posture of where we already are before we get where we are, even though reality we know we're not where we are, but I'm programming myself to be able to be where I want to be. That's a lot right there, but that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff right there. All right. All right, so we got some. All right, let's get up to 30 likes. We're almost there. Let's get to 30 likes. What's up, Daniel? Let's get to you. Let's get to those 30 likes. All right. All right. And then a part of the belief is entrust the future to God. Now, so let me go over this again. Believe before you receive. And in order to believe before you receive, you got to envision the end at the beginning. And then you got to entrust the future to God. That's why I have my saying, you do what you can do, right? Your part. What is your part to play? What I'm talking about now, believing, all the legwork, the practical stuff, and then what you can't do, you entrust that to God to do. Everything that I've done, hadn't been because of me. There are some things, there's some doors, there's some movements, some acts that I can't explain that I know it had to be the favor, right? And so at some point, when you can't see the next step, you've done all that you can in your power do, then that's when you entrust the future to God. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. There have been times, and even as recently as maybe 2 years ago, where there was an intentional movement to block me out. Right? Y'all, I know y'all wouldn't believe that, but I know y'all. Look, if you've ever had an individual or a group try to block you out, give me a thumbs up. Try to block you out, right? If you're in the dump truck business, you had a group of people or an individual that purposely tried to keep you out, and what I say out, from off the job or from getting in. If that's ever happened to you, give me a thumbs up. Back then, I had it happen to where, and I've had this happen as recently, with this stuff here, with this broker, but I've had other truckers that tried to keep me off the job. Let me share a nugget with you guys. Let me share a nugget with you guys, and you tell me if you've dealt with this. Several years ago, when I went to multiple trucks, there are some people, let me tell you something, there are people in the business that are going to be intimidated when you got multiple trucks. All right. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. There are going to be people that are intimidated when you get multiple trucks. And I'm not talking about 9 like I got, guys. My trouble started with some people when I got 2. Talk, boy. Y'all hear me? My trouble started when I went from 1 to 2. As long as I had 1, I was one of the boys. But I had the unmitigated gall, the nerve to want to grow. And when I went to 2, I probably lost half a conversation I would have with guys right there. Oh, you got 2 trucks. And then it went on from there. Well, as a consequence, people are threatened by when you got a multiplicity of trucks. So guess what they'll do? They'll be in the know about a job. They'll keep it between the guys with the 1 trucks, and they'll say, don't call him. He'll take it all. Ain't talk to me. Don't know what I'm going to do. No, I got a lot of stuff I'm doing. I don't need to come take over the whole job. But they'll block me out, period, because they're intimidated because of the multiplicity of trucks. Anybody ever had that happen to them? All right. So I want you to think about that for a minute. All right. Willie Scales, you own it, brother. All right. So entrust your future to God. You can't be worrying about that. You got to believe, right? All right. And so as you're getting out and networking and having these conversations with people, at the end of the day, you trusting God to do what he do. All right. Number 3. You got to then connect with the right resources, right? We're talking about today, those of you just coming on, closed mouth don't get fed in the dump truck business, right? And how consistent communication creates concrete connections. Connect with the right resources, right? Assess the right resources. Believe in your receive. Connect. Number 3, connect with the right resources. Country CEO, what are you talking about here? Engage the right people, guys. Engage the right people. What do I mean by that? Start having conversations with who you know is the right people, that is the decision maker. So a lot of times I think what we do, we spend wasteful time talking to the folks that can't make no move for you. Or, sometimes we got the old hooker brother up type type of thing, right? We will, man, you know who to talk to, hooker brother. No, let me talk to who I need to talk to. I'll hook self up. That's how I look at it. Let me talk. I got a mouthpiece myself. I know what to say. I know where I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to do. Hey man, who I need to talk to? I don't need you to hook me up, right? Who is the contact? That's what I'll be asking guys. Who is the contact, right? So engage the right people. So much time is wasted when we waiting on other people to intervene, to do the legwork, to make that move for us. And I get that some situations are like that, but don't stop trying to find out who is the right person to talk to, right? Because here's the problem. There are some people, they're smiling at you, but they're actually gatekeepers. Talk Perry Jones Jr. They are gatekeepers, y'all. And they have taken upon themselves to decide who gets in and who don't. That ain't right. I'll put it to you like that. That ain't right. Let the people decide whether or not they want me in. Don't you ain't got no business to decide, right? Because I might not be your kind of people. You might not like me. You may have heard some things about me. You may be intimidated by something. All kind of other stuff that could be going on, right? Right? So engage the right people. Find out, guys, who is the decision maker, not who is the gatekeeper. All right. And then after you find out and engage the right people, then you implement right practices. Implement right practice. What do I mean? You gotta have you got, what's your pitch? I guess I hate to use that word, but what's your pitch? How do you describe yourself when you get an opportunity to tell somebody about yourself? Oh my God, don't miss that. How do you describe yourself after, once you get the opportunity to talk about yourself? All right. Because people, once you get that opportunity, there you go, Skybird. Exactly. Once you get opportunity to sell yourself, what are you going to say? Man, you can't be up to and say, bro, and yeah, and I'm gonna lay there, and you got to be able to articulate in good uh uh common English, but watch this, also in terms that that person is going to understand. So for instance, this, I run across the superintendent at the supermarket. Oh, lucky me, right? I run across, oh man, oh wow, that's the superintendent for blah blah blah, right? I've been trying to get in touch with him, and man, I ain't been able. He ain't called me back, and man, here's my opportunity. He in the grocery aisle. I mean, he's in the meat aisle, and I'm in the. Let me go over here. That's him. Yeah, that's him. Excuse me, sir. Aren't you so and so and so and so with so and so and so and so? Yes, sir. So look, pleased to meet you. Shake his hand and look him dead in the eye. I am so and so with CK First Trucking LLC. I'm a provider of quad axles and triaxles, and I subcontract trucks. Man, I would love very much to be able to have the opportunity to provide some trucking for you guys. I noticed y'all got the job out there on I-10 and 12 in Louisiana, and man, I've been observing that, and I just didn't know who to talk to, and I looked you up, and I saw that you were the guy that handling that job, and you're doing a great job out there, man. It looks great out there. I just was wondering, could I provide some services for you guys? If not on this job, I noticed it's already going. Perhaps I can do some work with you in the future. Speaking the language, finding commonality, and speaking to the now, but also speaking to the future. Talking and acting like I know what I'm talking about the business, telling him what I provide and what we could do, and allowing the decision. I'm telling y'all, 9 times out of 10, the worst thing that's going to come out of that is give me your card, give me your number, take my number, call the office, ask for so and so. He can get you. I'm telling you, that's the worst that's going to come out of that. Consistent communication creates concrete connections. Have you got your pitch together? What are you going to say, even if you get in the position to talk to some of these people? That's the whole point of this part right here. What do you have your talk together and ready? Even if you get, because a lot of people want to get in the position to do things, but here go a nugget. Skybird, here go a nugget. You gotta get ready before you get ready. What do you mean by that, Country CEO? You gotta have all this, your mentality, your talk, and everything together, y'all, before you get in position to be able to make that pitch for yourself and to sell yourself, man. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of us, if you got to get ready, you already late, right? So this is mental preparation, right? This is communication. And a lot of people underestimate the communication part of business. Communication is a lot of it. The physical part of doing the work is just you carrying out what you said you're going to do. But if you can't talk your way into position and to being able to sell yourself, man, you're going to catch a hard time. You got to be able to talk the talk and then walk the walk, right? Talk the talk, getting yourself in the room, walk the walk, delivering what you said you're going to do. Okay? All right? And watch this. And anybody can do it. It's not a hard thing. I know some people are going to be like, well, I'm shy, I'm introverted. No, it's just learning what to say at the right time. And what's the right time, CEO? When opportunity presents itself, right? All right, let's go a little deeper. All right, so assess the right resources, believe before you receive, connect with the right resource, but then fourthly, develop a strategic plan. For what, CEO? To communicate with the right people. Because closed mouths don't get fed in the dump truck, baby. What do you mean? Develop a strategic plan. I'm finna blow y'all mind now. Develop a strategic plan to talk with other drivers, to network with other drivers. All right, we got 36. So let's get to 40 likes. Y'all give me to 40 likes right quick. Hit that like. That helps get the algorithm going. Connect with other drivers. Develop a street. CEO, what do you mean? Develop a strategic plan for that. Why do I need a strategic plan to connect with other drivers? Because here's what I discovered. In this world, there are leaders and there are followers. Skybird, you'll like this. And on every job, on every rock yard, at every dirt pit, there's a guy who is in a dump truck that's got moxie and got cachet. What do you mean? Let me put it in plain terms. He's got influence. Everybody likes him. The rock yard, he might be the pet guy at the rock yard. You always hearing his name called on the radio. Such and such, get this. You can see he's one of the favorites. He's always getting called. You want to network with him. I ain't say kiss his butt. You want to network with him. A strategic plan. So how do you do that? And I know this is the guy, and I want to network with him. He's a good guy I need to network with. A strategic plan. All right. First of all, at the right place at the right appointed time, you got to get your talk together. And I would introduce and strike up conversation. Hey, man, I'm so-and-so. Just got out here, been out here about, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and never got a chance to meet you, man. I'm so-and-so. How are you? Meet him and all that. Okay, cool. How long you been dump trucking? Small talk, build that camaraderie. And what you're looking for is a couple things. What do you have in common outside of dump trucking? What do you have in common? Do you have the same sports team? Do you like to eat at the same place in town? You've been married the same amount of years. You got the same amount of kids. Man, I'm giving y'all a game right here. Find commonality. And when you find common ground with somebody, then that's a magnet for to be able to have further conversation. And then you begin to build upon that. I ain't saying you got to jump the man every time you see him, but you make sure that you, hey man, how you doing? You're doing all right today, blah, blah, blah. But you begin to build that relationship. Conversation, through conversation, commonality, common ground. Man, how them girls do today? You told me you had 2 girls. How them girls treating you? Because every father knows if he's got daughters, I got 4, they in your pocket. And I don't care who you are. if that's the common ground, trust me, he'll be willing to talk about that because them daughters in his pocket, because them daughters in your pocket, like they're in my pocket, right? Common ground is all I'm saying. Have conversation. Having that conversation allows you to be able to build camaraderie. And then once you build camaraderie, then you can get into this thing about business. How long you been in business? You know, you see how he learned some things. Observe him. See how he do some things. Learn from him. Watch this. When I was on the Rock Yard, had been in business about a year, I figured it out. And when I say I figured it out, this is gold. Some of y'all already know this. You've heard me say this, but this is gold for those of you who don't know. Once I figured out, y'all, that when I was calling the companies and saying, hey, I'm so, had my pitch together, Gordon Reed, had my pitch together. And they would always ask one question. They would say, how many trucks you got? And I was like, got 1. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll get back with you. That happened to me probably 7, 8 times until I finally figured it out that they would rather call 1 truck to get 10 than rather call 1 truck, 10 people to get 10 trucks. Don't miss that nugget right there. And I flipped the strip, called them back a couple months later, called the same company back. Hey, this so-and-so. They didn't remember what it was. Called because they didn't even put my name down after they found out I didn't have a 1 truck. After I called them back later, hey, I'm so-and-so trying to get some work, blah, blah, blah. Okay, how many trucks you got? I said, I got 1, but I work 3 guys with me. Oh, okay. All right, well, what's your, they wanted my information. Light bulb. Oh, that's the game. So I had 2 guys that, watch this. This is what I'm telling you about. This consistent communication creates concrete connections. I had 2 guys I got extremely close with on the Rock Yard because I got out and networked with other drivers. I'm still right there on that same point. Network with other drivers. We got real close. We got so close to the point to where hey man, he wasn't out there. Hey man, they running rock to so-and-so all day today. You better come on. Boom, get up out of his bed, come and make money. They would do the same for me. Hey man, such and such looking for trucks. I'm working, but what's the name looking for trucks over at the dirt pit over there? Oh, there he is. I'm sitting at the Rock Yard. Boom, over there. Hey, I heard y'all looking for trucks. Yeah, come on. Boom. That's how we were looking out for each other. Because guess what? I communicated. I communicated. You got to find like-minded guys. I communicated, right? So watch this. So when I made that hit to that company, and then that company calls me back months later and say, hey, we got a job in the paper mill and we gonna need 3 trucks. Guess who I called? Me and the 2 other guys. And we worked in the paper mill for months, right? All because I communicated and developed a rapport with guys that I could trust. That's how it works, y'all. That's how it worked. That's what communication did for me. That's what opened my mouth. And watch this. That same old man. Y'all always hear me talk about odd numbers with trucks. It was that old man, the first one. We called him Ice Pick. God rest in peace to James Hayes. That was his name. That old man taught me wisdom in trucking. He had been over the road trucker, had drove tankers and all that, retired from a plant, and got a dump truck just to have something to pedal around with. But that old man told me, and my handle was Big Daddy, Big Daddy C, because of the town I'm in, Clinton, Big Daddy C. And he said, Big Daddy, he said, always keep your odd number of trucks. I never learned why till later, but he the one who taught me that. I learned so much wisdom from that man. And for that's been my life story. I've always hung around older men. Let me just say that. I've always hung around older men. I grew up. I was probably the closest guy to me was 3 or 4 years older than me growing up. I've always grew up around older men, hung around older men. That old man taught me, and so we got close. And so, and another guy, and man, we worked together, and that networking with other drivers paid off because it enabled me to be able to tell that company, well, yeah, I got a couple guys I can bring with me that I trusted, that I can bring with me, and boom, they paid me, I paid the guys, didn't make no money off of it. You hear me? They pay. Watch this, don't y'all holler. We were making $45 an hour. This was back in 2002. $45 an hour, right? That was good money back then. Don't y'all holler, right? So, cause diesel was but $1.19, my insurance was but $300 a month, so that was good money back then. And I didn't even make any money off of them. I was so happy to get the job to learn the game that I paid them the 45 out of my account, gave them the 1099 at the end of the year, and we were all good. Right? I didn't make any money, but I didn't lose any money either, right? All right, got 48 of y'all. Let's get 45 likes on right now. All right. Develop a strategic plan to talk to other drivers. Develop a strategic plan to talk to contractors. What is your plan to talk to other contractors? See, I'm trying to help us to get out of this posture of waiting. I see a bunch of guys around here, they wait on people to call them. We got to get out of this posture of waiting. Now, if you're dealing directly with a contractor, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this group of individuals that don't have a plan, don't have a contractor to call their own that they know they're going to be getting a call from, and they just kind of flying in the wind, playing it by ear, hoping somebody calls. I'm speaking to you. That's who I'm talking to today. What's your strategic plan to talk to contractors? Because if you don't get in with a contractor or these contractors, asphalt companies, road construction, don't matter what it is, you're going to be stuck in a posture of have to watch this. Here I go again. I'm back on the box, but I'm gonna get right back off of dealing with these brokers. All right, you're gonna have no choice because you don't have a strategic plan to get to get contractors that you can call your own. CEO, I ain't got but one truck. I just gave you the nugget of how to be able to deal with the bigger companies. You develop a rapport with other drivers first. You network with other drivers first. You build a collective. Man, this is gold right here. This is, oh my God. This is gold stuff right here. You develop a collective of trucks. I started with just 3 guys. Let me tell you what happened. By developing a relationship with those 2 guys, we were the awesome threesome. Watch this. This is what they used to say about us. My truck was yellow. My good friend Ice Pick's truck was blue. They used to say, every time I see y'all running together, yellow and blue make green. What they used to say. Because you know, yellow, the colors yellow and blue do make green, right? We were so close. And we brought the other guy in, right? And so watch this, the word, because you know dump truckers do talk. Y'all know dump. If you know dump truckers talk, hit the thumbs up. Dump truckers talk. Dump truckers talk. Dump truckers talk like the women at the beauty salon. Dump truckers talk like the men at the beauty salon. How many of you know dump truckers talk? Hit the thumbs up for me. Well, not all dump truck talk is bad talk, because what they were saying after they saw me and these 2 guys working together, getting other work, because we were able to supply 3 trucks on a job. Guess what I started getting calls. Hey, see, I was Big Daddy then. Big Daddy, you need another truck? I heard y'all working over so and so. How they know that? Dump truckers talk. God, how do you know that? We thinking we ducked off over in the little hole somewhere. There's just the 3 of us working and we good for the week. We ain't worried about that, right? You start getting phone calls. Hey man, Big Daddy, y'all need a truck over there? No, we good, man. They didn't want but 3. How you know we working over here? Oh, I passed. I saw y'all going over there, right? Dump truckers talk, right? But the good news is that when dump truckers talk about good stuff and constructive stuff, it's a good thing. Because now I started to build a name because I started with communication, guys. And watch this. That paper mill came up on a time we were hauling fly ash out of that. I mean, ash, they call it. After it's a byproduct of that burnt wood, Georgia Pacific. We were hauling ash out of that plant, y'all. And the guy came up with, hey, look, Perry, you're going to need about 15 trucks and some trailers too, if you got them, to haul out of this plant. Guess what? Because the guys had started calling, all I did was boom, boom, boom. Made a few calls. Hey, I need you, man. We're gonna haul ash out this plant, out of this paper mill for a week. Guess what they do? I started getting calls in because dump truckers talk. Hey man, Big Daddy need trucks up there at the paper mill. And man, next thing you know, I got 15, 20 trucks up here at the paper mill, all because a little old country boy from South Louisiana decided to open his mouth and network and talk and had a strategic plan. So you got to have a strategic plan for the contractors. How are you going to approach them? Right? Whether it be cold calling. I know a lot of people don't like the cold call, but it works. I'm a much better advocate of stop on the job site and go to the site trailer and talk to the joker face to face and look him in the eye. I find it's a watch this. Watch this. This is a nugget. This is a nugget. It's a whole lot harder for people to tell you no face to face than it is over the phone. Talk, Jones. But see, some of us shy away from that face-to-face interaction. No. It's harder for an individual to tell you no face-to-face than it is for over the phone. People just do anything over the phone. All right, we ain't looking for nobody to click. We don't need nobody to click. But when you looking at a joker face-to-face, you can feel you feeling where his vibe and he feeling your vibe. I've gotten jobs like that. Well, look, I've gotten jobs where they had enough trucks. Swear they had enough trucks over the phone. I went to the job. Hey, man, I really need to work. Can you put me to work? I said, I promise you I'll do a good job for you. I promise you there won't be no loafing around. I promise you I'll come and go. Just give me a chance for you to see how I work. Man, I really got enough. But come on, I guess one more wouldn't hurt. Talk, Perry Jones. I'm telling you, man, it's harder for a joker to tell you no face to face. So that's why I advocate going to the site trailer or going to the office and talking to the guy. Don't settle for talking to insubordinates and the receptionist. See, can you get a meeting with the joker that's making the decisions? All right. Y'all got me wound up now. All right. So develop a strategic plan to communicate with other drivers, the contractors, or the general contractor. I'm going to put that in that lump. All right. Internet and social media. How are you communicating with internet and social media? Skybird, I love how you communicating through social media. That's what we have to do. That's a form of where we're at, right, in these times. Friend requests or like these contractors' pages. Georgia, come here, holler at your boy. ER Snell has a Facebook, Instagram page. I've liked ER Snell's page. I follow C.W. Matthews, two of the biggest contractors in the state of Georgia. I follow them, and here I am in Louisiana. So I know what's going on in Georgia with those two companies every day when they post up. So follow the pages of the most everybody of even these contractors have pages now. So guess what? You tag them in when you're doing something. Skybird, you're doing a great job with that. Y'all go to Skybird's IG. That's what you should do. Find these contracts. Most of them got IG pages or Facebook pages. Tag them in. Make videos of you working on the job and what you're doing. Tag them into that. You'd be surprised. Got to cover all the angles. A strategic plan is all I'm saying. All right. Y'all got it? And then finally, the strategic plan for commerce and commercial groups. That's your Chamber of Commerce. Are you attending that? You heard me say so many times that that's where you find out what's coming to the city. These commercial groups, a lot of times there's local commercial groups of businessmen here, Louisiana Association of Business and Industry. I don't know if I had told you guys, but I did a leadership cohort. I was actually invited to do a leadership cohort with the Greater Baton Rouge Business Report. Man, I'm in the room with some major players for 6 weeks in a leadership development cohort, and I got a chance to see a lot of the CEOs from the city of Baton Rouge or some of these companies. They brought a guest CEO in 4 times from some banks and different ones. Got a chance to meet some of these people and know who's who. Be a part of some of these. What's your strategic plan? You gotta watch this. You gotta get out of the circle, the comfortable circle you're in, and get into some uncomfortable circles. That was a circle I had never been in. Watch this. I was the only African American in the room. Male. I'm sorry. I was the only African American male in the room. Why did they pick me? Why did I get that email? Why did I had to fill out an application. Why did I get chosen? Favor. God put me in the room. Matter of fact, I was in the room with the son of the owner of Peterbilt. Blew my mind. But God will put you in the room. I'm in the room of the CEO of the lady who I got my security at my house with her company. Hey, how you doing? I said, I got my securities. What you got? Oh, okay. Boom. Here go my. You ever have me in a problem period? Let me know. Here go my card. Peterbilt, the son, which is the heir apparent owner at some point. They own 3 Peterbilt dealerships here in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Macomb. Hey, man, you ever need anything, let me know. Stop by, holler at me. Boom. Connections, right? Strategic plan. I'm in the room. Once I realize the nature of the room that I'm in, I'm working the room. Talk, boy. I'm working the room. I'm trying to find out who's who. And all of them wasn't CEOs. Some of them were high-level executives at these companies that people are developing them for leadership of these companies. We made connections in that room, right? We made connections in that room. So develop a strategic plan. Now watch this. It cost. I was privileged to be in that room. It cost me to pay the tuition to attend, but it was the development of myself, investing in myself, but also it was the connections that I'll forever have because had the privilege of being in that room. Strategic plan, commercial groups that you might not think about. That's what separates the men from the boys and the women from the girls when you are willing to do what others won't. All right. All right. 43 likes. Let's see. Can we get the likes up to 50? Hey, Mona, new channel supporter. Appreciate you being able to tune in on this morning. Let's see. Can we get the 50 likes for the CEO? Jules, been in dump truck for almost 2 years, learned the game and built a lot of relationships. Just got to figure out how to get this truck. They are very costly. Yes, they are. They are, Jermaine. Jules, I'm sorry. Just it's a lot of strategic ways to go about it. Doesn't have to be new. Could be used. Yeah. All right. Last thing. Closed mouth don't get. That's what I've told y'all. Consistent communication creates concrete connections. Assess the right resources, believe before you receive, connect with the right resources, develop a strategic plan. Finally, evolve in your methods. Evolve in your methods. I want to pick up off that social media piece with that. Evolve. What does it mean to evolve? It means to grow, to accept new things, to embrace what we don't know, those kinds of things. Thank y'all for the 50 likes, man. That's all right. Why, CEO, do I need to evolve with new methods? And I'm gonna tell you what my challenge has been. Obviously, some of y'all call me Unc and OG. That's a little bit uncomfortable. I take no offense from it, but it tells me I'm the old man of the group now. When I came out here, I was the youngest. I was 27 when I started dump trucking. I was 27. Hold on. 24 years ago. Yeah, 27. I was a youngster. The closest to me was like 40. And I've always been the baby of the bunch out here in the dump truck business. Now I'm the old guy. Even though I'm 51, I ain't claiming old. But I am the older guy in the group. Evolve. There was a way I grew up in doing things, and I've had to evolve in my methods. In how I do things because I was used to a certain way of doing it. That works. Why bother? I'm going to show you a prime example. Times change, so must we, right? Let me show you how I got involved. So I basically use, it's somewhere around here, a tablet to keep up with my trucks every day, right? The date, the customer, who's going there. That's what I do. Been writing down on the tablet, doing that for years. And I was telling my secretary the other day, I said, you know what, I gotta let that go because I gotta let that go, and I gotta embrace technology. Something I ran across, and I've been trying to get them to call me back. I hadn't gotten nobody on the phone, but I went to the Houston Truck Show last year, I believe it was. And I ran across this. I'm actually using their mouse pad, but I'm just trying to show you an example of evolving. And it's a hard thing because it's hard for me, but I know I got to do it for the betterment of my business. But this is not an advertisement for these folks. I'm just showing you this as an example. I ran across these folks at the Houston Truck Show, and it's called Loads, the all-in-one aggregate hauling program. And so what it is, guys, it's a software that you can be able to track and track everything that you do online as relates to the date, the time, where your truck going, what your truck hauling, by the hour, by the load, all of this stuff, right? So these are these people. Like I said, this is not a paid advertisement. This is just who I'm sent a inquiry. I ain't got a call back, but I'm gonna be calling them Monday, right? So I'm trying to evolve and get off paper. Is basically what I'm saying. These days and times, I got my secretary there. She can do it. I ain't got to do it. So here's why that's gonna make my life a lot easier. Every day I'm dispatching off of this, right? And the guys and here they go right here. And so my guys do timesheets, right? So what I'm trying to do for 25, one of my goals, Skybird, one of my goals, DC Elite, one of my goals is to get off the paper a little bit more next year. And because times change, I got to change as well. I'm not going to say I won't still keep a little ledger, but what I'm going to do is once we get this, I'm going to check into this system. If it's not too expensive, I'm seeing it's like $2.99 a month. We install this. This is what this will do for us. I give my secretary the dispatch where everybody is. She puts it in the computer. And what the drivers will do on their end, because they'll have a login at the end of the day, they'll log in and they'll just log their time in or their loads in, along with the tonnage and all of that on their end. So now the drivers are taking a part of the responsibility to keeping up with what's going on, and we're all on computer. So now she's got it there. I got my laptop. I can log in anywhere and see what they did. And we're moving from paper to technology. It's time. It's time. That's one of my big goals for 25 already, right? Strategic planning, Skybird. I gotta change, right? Watch this. I'm the leader. I'm the owner. If I don't change, the company don't change. Woo! Preach Perry Jones Jr. It starts with me. The steering of the direction of the company starts with me. If I don't change, the company don't change. All right. So I'm finally relinquishing my hold on doing paper, and I'm gonna get this software. If it's everything that I think it is. I talked to them in person when I was out there in Houston. I forgot about it. And then I had their mouse pad here, and I said, man, I need to get back to that. If we can mess around here and get this stuff on computer every day, and the driver log in his time to her every day of where he was and where he did. And I ain't got to do that. And then all she got to do, she can do payroll off of that. And we ain't got to be fooling with this paper to do payroll too. Guys, that saves me time, her time. That speeds everything up, right? So that's what I mean by evolve. Evolve. And that's just one way that I'm going to evolve for 25. All right. If you can't engage in these things, employ somebody who can, right? I am computer literate. I'm sure I could do it, but that's why I pay her to do it. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to learn it, but I'm going to let her do it in case she gets sick or something happens. I can do it. And to have the drivers to be able to log in on their end and enter their stuff, and I don't have to wait to the end of the week to do that stuff and tally up and make sure everything is right, it can be done like that. Man, that you got to be able to evolve. Now, I'm shutting the book. You could probably think of a lot of other ways that we could evolve. I mean, it's a whole lot of different ways. I evolved this year, getting that fuel tank out there. I had never done that in 24 years. So I evolved in getting a fuel tank. I evolved in shifting my mindset from individual to bulk. Everything for me, I can get cheaper in bulk now because we run in what they would call a fleet, right? I'll give y'all this nugget. I found a cheaper company on the fuel that wants to get my business. See how it works? Now watch this. We were getting a deal on the fuel with the company we went with. But now it done come another company done come along and wants to give me the fuel. Hold your breath, y'all. 25 cents cheaper. What? A quarter cheaper fuel, y'all. It ain't no game. Because when you buy it in bulk, you get it cheaper. Now let's do a little math. Let's do a little math. I got a $4,000 tank out there. If the new company want to give me the fuel a quarter cheaper, a quarter times $4,000 gallon, well, they normally put about 35. A quarter fuel times 3,500 gallons is $875. I fuel up at least 3, maybe sometimes 4 a month at the 35, mostly 4. Times 4. Look at the savings going back into the company that I'm spending now. I'm saving now. I saved when I made the move with that company, right? I saved big time with them. But look at how much more I save with this other company that wanted to give me the fuel for $2.75, getting it for about $3 now. He wants to get it to me for $2.75. So look, man, I ain't for no, I switch and then you go up on the price now, because I will let you come and get it. He said, no, Mr. Jones, I'm telling you, I guarantee you, I'm always stay a quarter. I can stay a quarter up under what you're getting. $3,500 a month. Let me see. Skybird saving $3,500 a month. That can pay a truck note. I got a truck note that's $3,800. $3,500 a month. That's a week of that's a week of fuel. No, that's not a week of fuel. Week of fuel is about 8,000 to 9,000. So that's like a third of a week of fuel. That 3,500 could fill up about. I could fill up every truck for a fill up and then some. 3,500 a month, that pays insurance for 2 trucks. I could go on and on and on what that does. So, but I never experienced this kind of savings if I don't involve and say get a get a bulk tank. And then now once you get in, look at how you begin to find out that the savings get even better. All right. That's it, guys. I hope y'all can see. Closed mouth don't get fed. You gotta communicate consistently and build those concrete connections. All right. All right. So I just want to go down and say hello to everybody. Kevin, Mobile Home, we appreciate you guys. Raina, I see you. AD, what's up, fam? Hope everything was good with you in Thanksgiving. All right. All right, Mobile Home with the gumbo. Kevin say he turned 65. Kevin, I didn't know you were 65, brother. True Big Cotton, appreciate your love for the channel. 7 C's, just found out your channel yesterday. What part of Louisiana you from? Baton Rouge area, 7 C's. True Big Cotton start CDL class in 2 weeks. Oh my God, God bless you, man. Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah, you got all kind of work up there in Asheville, man. We've been seeing that on the internet, social media. Talked to some guys in Charlotte when I was up there the other day. Yeah, y'all got work for years. They're saying I-40 won't be back open till like next year. I'm sorry, 26. Somebody was saying. You can confirm or deny that for me. Yeah, DC Elite. That's it, brother. Yeah, 7 C's. Oh, okay. 7 C's. You're originally from Houma. I have an aunt that lives in Houma. We used to go down to Houma and see her. And then also I've offloaded barges over there by the canal in Houma. I think they still should have that limestone yard over there. Um, uh, um, it used to be Mar Marietta, but Lafarge bought Mar Marietta. So it should be a limestone yard. And I used to love to go to Houma, stay at the Ramada over there, eat at the Shoney's next door. Used to love to work in Houma. All right, DC, Mobile Home, Wow, Wisdom, speaking of show. All right, good stuff. Yeah, Travis, yeah, connections will be mad at you for not being available, but that's when you have to look at if you got enough of that going on, it may be trying to scale up to another truck. Appreciate you, Daniel. Seven C's, say you're trying to decide you want to go. I would say you need to look at the demand of the area. Look at the demand of the area, and that way you decide whether or not to go with an end dump or a dump truck. Yeah, Willie, unfortunately, they be hating. Patrick say you just can't get off the Simmons. You got to make up your mind, brother. All right. Get ready to sign off, Altreas. God bless you. Skybird, appreciate you getting on this morning. God bless your businessman. I see you're doing well out there in Atlanta. Tony Torres until Broker stay in the middle of the game, still feel unfair to truck. Yeah, Tony, it's a challenge, man. Because I know in some areas they're not real big here, so we're gonna be able to fight that battle. They're not real big here. It just we. I'm just gonna say it this, Tony. We got a plan. Me and some of the brothers, we got a plan for that. For this joker that's trying to act a fool. We normally everybody got to eat. We normally didn't bother this kind of stuff. Hey, don't try to gank me. That's old school right there. That's in. See, y'all know I'm a 70s baby. I was an NWA junkie, right? Y'all don't remember the game, the word gank with Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. I'm showing my youth. Or should I say my age? But until they tried to gank me, hey, y'all make y'all money. I'll make a choice whether or not to participate in your foolishness. But when you gonna sit up there and try to gank me, and I feel like I gotta look out for the guys behind me, right? And the youngsters in the business. And so I feel like if I got the influence to try to change the tide of that, where I'm at right now, where I got a chance, then I need to try to change the tide. Because if we let these jokers get a bigger toehold, they'll try to take it over. And we ain't having that. Okay, Kenyatta. This is KNR. We will be starting in a couple of weeks. Kenyatta, are you local? You sound like you've talked to me when you say this is KNR. Have you? Where did I talk to you at? All right, game on top of game. Appreciate it. I'm strolling. Networking is the way. Yes, sir. Gordon Reed. V man, appreciate you. Yeah, Kevin say, especially when you hear guys on the radio saying, "Hey Bob, where you want me?" That's the one you want to talk to. You need to connect with him. What's up, Herbert Wilson? All right, I'm just strolling down. Raina, glad you guys were able to get on. All right, I hope this was fruitful for you guys. Kevin, I see you, brother. Your girlfriend told me that people sense tension. Kevin, you must have been aggressive up in there, man. And the people sense tension, brother. Mona, appreciate you. Kevin, you can't be up there about to want to act like you want to jump on the people, man. Ah. Okay, Kevin, I got you. This was a minute ago, but it still works. I do better at talking business, and he's better at dealing with people. Okay. AD, we got one coming, man. You got several dump truck groups out there, but man, brother, some of them are just so freaking negative, man. To it ain't funny. I mean, they just so freaking negative, brother. So I don't know. I'm probably about to start one next year. I'm thinking about doing that, man. What's up, Mike Doe? C Penny, what's up? All right, Brian Jackson. Brian said we got one of those nasty brokers. He's about it. All right, Jai Dickens, what's up? There you go. There you go, my girl. Jai Dickens, what's up? What's up? Over in St. Pete, Florida. Why they say that, Mr. Scott? That is not worth it to buy them truck. Have they lowballed the prices bad down there? Or why are they saying that? And then I always are careful, brother, when people say that, but yet they got trucks. I'm always skeptical of people that say, man, I wouldn't buy no dump truck, but yet you in a dump truck. But yet you still doing it every year, but you telling me I should, I'm always skeptical of that kind of stuff. Appreciate you, Skybird. Oh, okay, Seven Seas. You're in North Carolina. Okay, I got you. Okay, okay, Kenyatta. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, Kenyatta. All right, y'all got a different name on me. One of them was Rainer, one of them was Kenyatta. I got you. All right, Ken R. All right, all right. Well, I say it sounded like you had talked to me. Ken R. What I'm talking about. All right, coming on down, Eric Davis. Problem in Tidewater. Okay, Eric Davis. All right, cool. I'm gonna hit you up on email. Cool, that's cool. AD and trucking on authority. Okay, 19 stay around the house. Okay, Kevin, right, gotcha. All right, Judge Jamal, and I really appreciate it. All right, Herb. That's right. That's you, Herb. That's right. Yes, sir. Herb and Jamal came to do an in-person consult here at the office on last week out of Mobile, Alabama. They say they got that work in Mobile too, boy. They got that work in Alabama. All right, two brothers got 2 trucks apiece doing well. Hey, man, we appreciate you guys for coming on through. All right, guys, gotta go. Got a few things to do, getting some washing going on. Got some paperwork to do. And y'all be good the rest of this week. We got some game coming up next week. And appreciate you, Will Birch. Appreciate you being locked in, man. All right. Yes, sir, Herb. Appreciate it, man. We enjoyed you guys, man. That was real. That always excites me, man, when young people and younger guys and guys in general come and they're in the game and just got in it, man. And I see what they're doing. It just does something for me too. You guys declare what I do for you, but man, it just invigorates me and sharp. Iron sharpens iron, man. And so when you guys came, it sharpened me too as well. So, all right, guys, be blessed. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Country CEO, I'm out of here. I'm gone.